quick question from an accountant. Do you think money is evil? Imagine a knife. A knife in a surgeon's hand can save lives. The same knife in a murderer's hand can kill lives. Just like that knife, money is just a tool. It's not good or bad. It's just a tool. And the most important thing is how you use it. I want to talk about the mindset we have around money. The Bible does say love of money is roots of all evil. So wanting to have more and more, loving money will lead you down the path of death. However, money itself is not bad or good. So the mindset shift you have to have is, I'm going to be on top of money. I'm not going to let money control. At university, I studied commerce and law. And I remember the day I passed the legal bar exam. And I remember praying to God and saying, God, do you want me to become a lawyer or do you want me to use my commerce degree? And I felt like God was saying, the world needs to be told that we need to be on top of money and control the money, but we live in a world where money controls everyone. I've seen marriages break up because of money. I've seen relationships fall out because of money. Many problems in this world, money is behind it. So I really want to encourage you to think about what I'm going to say and get on top of this mindset. First thing, think about what are the things you enjoy and what are the areas where you do want to spend money. For example, when our family goes on holiday, one thing I try to avoid as much as possible is taking a taxi. I find just being in a car, you don't really get to stop and see things. So I would rather walk if I can or take public transport where I can see the local people and get off somewhere if I want to. And that just gives me so much joy. So I will try to avoid paying for more expensive taxis. And even if it takes an hour longer, I would take public transport. But as a family, one thing we do enjoy is staying in nice hotels. And sometimes we don't have a budget to do that for the whole duration of our holidays. So if it's like a 1-week holiday, we might stay in a nice hotel in the last 3 days. But the first 4 days, we might go in a bit more reasonable Airbnb. So I want you to sit down and on a piece of paper, write down things that gives you so much joy. This could be holidays, but be specific. Where do you want to spend your money? This could, if you're a foodie, it could be eating out. So if that's you, write down restaurants you do want to try out. Don't spend your money going back to Nando's for an average chicken. Yeah, so write down areas that you do want to spend money. And sometimes it could be blessing others. It could be hosting. It could be cooking a nice meal and inviting people over. That way it gives you so much more joy than going out to a restaurant with just your husband or your spouse. So write down things that gives you joy. And secondly, write down future goals. Where do you want your money to go for the future? This could be saving up for a house deposit. It could be saving up for a holiday. It could be saving up to start investing. So I want you to have specific goals of where I want to spend my money. And by doing this will encourage you to sit down and write a budget and have an aim of like, next month, I want to put £500 for a holiday that's coming up next year. And if there's a special occasion coming up, for example, Christmas, I would recommend you sit down and write the names of people that you do want to share some love. So this could be friends, family, neighbors, or teachers. Write down specific names and think about how much spare money you're going to have that you're able to allocate. It could be big as £50, but it could be small as £5. And on Etsy or websites like Not on High Street, you can get like personalized gifts for under £5, and it might be a lot more special to them if you personalize it with their names. But to do this, you need to be ahead of the game, and then you need to be intentional and you need to be planning. But if you don't do this and you just spend money without thinking, you're going to end up giving money to areas that you really don't enjoy. It might be the unintentional stop at the supermarket and you buy a chocolate bar or that soft drink. And let me tell you, that's not going to add any value to your health, and it's just going to rise your blood sugar levels and then dip, and you're going to feel awful throughout the whole day. So please cut out the unintentional spending and think about the areas where you do want your money to go to build a life that will be flourishing and joyful and not feel like you're tied down by the money. Please subscribe as I tell you more about my journey in finance and tips I think will be helpful for you that I've learned throughout working in big companies, but also looking into this personally. Thanks.